Hare Krishna. So I would like to welcome you all. This evening we are making a specific presentation on devotee care. This is the initiative of the GBC of ISKCON, and those who have spent some years in ISKCON, living in the association of devotees, will be able to relate or appreciate more. So we will begin over here. Okay, I would like someone to read this statement. Can someone volunteer to read it out? Yes, please.
Vaikutha thinking, everyone should be friendly for the service of the Lord. Everyone should praise another's service to the Lord and not be proud of his own service. This is the way of Vaishnava thinking, Vaikutha thinking. Srimad Bhagavatam 7.5.12 purport.
Hare Krishna. So, what do we learn from this statement in relation to devotee care? From this statement, what do we learn in relation to devotee care? Any aspect of devotee care?
Appreciation.
Okay, appreciation. Where do you get that?
Another service.
Everyone should praise another service. Here, praise actually means appreciation and not flattery. Yesterday we discussed, not flattery but appreciation. So everyone should praise another service. That means appreciate another service to the Lord. Yesterday we also discussed about care is culture of appreciation. Can someone recall? Respect.
Empathy.
And empathy. Yes. So when someone appreciates you, how do you feel? And any sharings? When someone appreciates you, how do you feel? Yes.
We feel valued.
Oh, you feel valued. Good. Yes.
More encouraged.
You feel encouraged. Good. When someone appreciates you, you feel encouraged. You feel valued. Yes.
Motivating.
Feel motivated. Inspired. Okay. And fine. That's one point we learn about appreciation, and therefore appreciation is very important aspect. And we also discussed that sometimes we appreciate, but we do not express it. We keep that appreciation in the heart only, locked up. So, but we should learn to express it in the words, also in actions. Fine. Something else about devotee care we learn from this quote? Yes.
Yeah, so we shouldn't be like what in Western terms would be called people pleasing. We shouldn't. So I'm taking this from the first point. I should care for my fellow devotees for the pleasure of the Lord, not for their pleasure. Not to make them like me.
Okay, good point. Everyone should be friendly for the service of the Lord. So Krishna is the center. So we are appreciating other devotees, or we are friendly to them, which is for the service of the Lord. For the service of the Lord. Okay. Yeah. Someone else would like to reflect on the first line.
Is that we are becoming friendly, or we are praising them for the pleasure of the Krishna?
Yes, the Lord is pleased when we are friendly to each other. Now, sometimes we are friendly to others, sometimes, for the sake of we need some favor from the friend at times, but no. But here we are friendly for the sake of service to the Lord. So when devotees have friendly relationship with each other, that pleases the Lord. Okay, good point. Yes.
Loving relationships.
Okay, loving relationships. Fine. Something else? we learn from this in relation to devotee care? Yes.
That this particular thinking is not just thinking of the material things. It is Vaikuta thinking, Vaishnava thinking. So, I mean spiritually, on
Okay.
spiritual level of
Okay,
thinking.
good point.
So
See, when we are appreciating other devotees, when we are friendly towards them for the service of the Lord, this is the culture of Vaikuntha. This is spiritual world culture of the spiritual world. That means when we practice that, we are actually living in the Lord's abode. We are practicing the culture of that place. And one devotee said, Vaikuntha, I would like to think of Vrindavan more than Vaikuntha, one devotee said. I think this is Vrindavan culture also. But Vaikuntha is the generic name for the spiritual world. Vaikuntha means a place where there is no anxiety, where there is no conflict. Right? So, a place which is free from conflict, rivalry, anxiety, that is Vaikuntha. So, it's a generic name of the Lord's abode. So, even Vrindavan is referred to at times by the name Vaikuntha. Place, there is no conflict. Right? Vrindavan is also. So, it's the spiritual world basically. The Vaikuntha here means spiritual world. So, devotee care is the natural culture of the spiritual world. Fine. One more thing.
Rendering services selflessly,
Rendering service selflessly. Where do you get that from?
not to be proud of.
Not to be
his
proud. Okay, good.
service.
We don't take pride in our service. That means we are selfless. Also, not to be proud means, what's the quality? Being free from proud means?
Envious.
Envy.
No. Being free from pride means what? Which quality?
Humility.
Humility. Humility is just the opposite of pride. So actually the quality that even if you do great service, if we become proud of it, that separates us from the Lord. Pride is one quality that takes us far away from God. And humility is the quality which brings us very close to God. Remember all this. Humility is just the antidote of pride. It's just the opposite of pride. So Lord Chaitanya and yes, Lord Chaitanya praised. He said, I have given my mercy to Rupa Goswami because he's so humble. Just like, the when there is a rainfall, where does the water goes to? A place of low altitude. Right? Whenever there is a rainfall or any flood or anything, the water naturally goes to the place of low altitude. Similarly, the person who is humble, he attracts a lot of mercy. The mercy flows towards the person who is humble by nature. Right? Humility means, a person who has low altitude. He is not thinking very high of oneself. So this humility is a quality that I am not great basically, God is great. If I am able to do any great thing, it's all His greatness. That's the meaning of humility. And that person attracts the grace of God. So just like the water gushes towards lower altitude, the grace gushes towards the person whose heart is humble. So therefore, only a humble person can genuinely praise and appreciate others. That's also we learn from here. So these are some important aspects of devotee care, and remember, this is a culture of spiritual world. Yesterday we said care means culture of appreciation, respect and empathy, and this culture is a culture of Vaikuntha. So that is what we understand from here. Prabhupada goes on describing the same purport. He further elaborates. Can I request someone else to now read? Yes, please.
So, Vaikuntha living, everyone should be allowed to render service to the Lord to the best of his ability, and everyone should appreciate the service of others. Such are the activities of Vaikuntha. Srimad Bhagavatam 7.5.1.
Second time. So now we have already discussed about appreciation of other service. What do we mean by the first statement? Can someone little bit reflect upon your thoughts, explain it a little bit? What do you understand from the first statement? Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, so we should attempt to not compare and not to pass value judgment.
Okay, good point. We should not compare and not pass value judgment because different people have different abilities. Fine, good. Can you recall some story where someone passed a value judgment on someone they were trying to serve?
The squirrel and
Yes, good.
Lord Ram.
Chetan, good point. There is a story of Hanuman and the squirrel. So Hanuman is building the bridge. He is bringing huge mountain peaks. And the squirrel also wants to serve the cause of Lord Ram. You know, the squirrel felt inspired. It's Lord Ram Seva. So the squirrel is bringing some pebbles, some particle of sand. Hanuman says, "Wow, what are you doing? You know, just running around, not going to make any difference. Just get a sight." Lord Ram said, "Wait. This squirrel service is equally dear to me as Lord's service, because both of you are trying to serve to the best of your ability. Now, your ability, you are Hanuman. Your ability is like that of a mountain, but the squirrel's ability is very small. But you both are trying to serve to the best of your ability. Therefore, different individuals have different abilities. We do not want to discourage anyone. We want to encourage everyone to serve to the best of their ability. That's also a very important aspect of devotee care, and such are the activities of Vaikuntha. Again, Prabhupada is saying, such are the activities of Vaikuntha, in the culture of Vaikuntha. Now, one thing is, yes, we don't want to discourage others. Okay? We don't want to discourage anyone. Everyone can serve as per their ability. One step higher, not discouraging others. What could be something positive about that?
Encouraging.
Appreciation is fine. Something more practical. What can be done? Regarding the first statement, if you go one step high, we don't want to discourage everyone. Let everyone be allowed.
So
That's one. What's one next step?
to encourage to go beyond their ability, go to
Okay, if we encourage, they can even go beyond their ability. That's fine. That's fine. What else can be done?
Feedback about that?
Feedback about what?
Be yourself an example.
Set an example. Okay, that's fine. Rather than discouraging, we want to support other devotee service. Want to support other devotee service. Just like, took an example. I met one devotee, and she was staying in Canada, one place in Ottawa, and she said, I want to go to temple, but I can't drive. I want to go to associate with devotees, but my home is quite far and I can't drive, and public transport system is not good. So then I connected her with another devotee in the same place. I said, can you help her? Maybe sometime when you go to temple, can you also pick her up? Maybe a little diversion for you. And the devotee said, yes, I'll do that. So maybe that devotee has to drive another 10-15 minutes extra to pick her up and drop back. But then because of that support, this devotee also is able to go to the temple and also participate in the program, also do some seva. You see, there is a support system created. So not just we want to discourage devotees, we want to see how we can support devotees so that they can render service, positive support. And it's said that a devotee who supports others' devotee service is called servant of the servant. Right? Those who serve the Lord, they are the servant of the Lord. But those who supports other service, they are called servant of the servants. Servant of the servant. And the servant of the servant is even more dear to the Lord than the direct servant. This is bhakti hierarchy. The servant of the Lord is like a VIP. You heard of the term VIP? But in bhakti hierarchy, The servant of the servant is VVIP. And the servant of the servant of the servant is VIP. Actually, the more we support other devotees' service, the Lord is very pleased, because we are taking a very humble role, and that humility is very dear to the Lord. So now, it's said that there are many servants of the Lord, but among the servants of the Lord, in Vrindavan, a term is given, he is the best servant. Who is the best servant of the Lord? Of course, we discussed the best servant means who supports other service. So Bhagavatam talks of, good, he already predicted, Shyamlila Prabhu already guessed it right. The servants of the Lord are called Haridas. General term, Hari is the Lord, Das means the servant. And who is the best servant? He is called as Haridas Varya. Varya means the topmost servant of the Lord. Who is that? Giriraj Govardhan. You may say, what? Hill? Hill is the best servant? A little bit strange sort of thing. But yes, this hill is conscious. This hill is not, just the stone. This hill is conscious. Giriraj Govardhan provides very nice grasses to the cows, so that the cows can give very sweet and fragrant milk for Krishna. You see the support. It serves the cows, who then serves Krishna. Then Giriraj Govardhan provides various, he provides natural sparkling water, natural sparkling mineral water. Here you have sparkling. People love sparkling water over here. So natural sparkling mineral water, and the cowherd boys, they offer that to Krishna. And then it provides various minerals, natural colored minerals, and the cowherd boys take those minerals and decorate the face of Krishna. So it takes pleasure in supporting others' service to Krishna. Therefore, it is described as the best servant. One who supports, one who takes a supportive role. Now, it's not a role of a limelight. It's not a role of a limelight. But actually, everyone in this world wants to take up, the service or the role which is in the forefront, in the limelight. Again, I said in the Bhakti hierarchy, one who serves from the background, the Lord actually appreciates that person even more. Just like, especially in India, maybe in other places also, when people go to some temple, people want to take the darshan from the front. As much front in the front as possible. Am I right? You go to some temple, then people want to be right in the front. Like a person who is a VIP, that person is given the darshan from the front. Where would Lord Chaitanya take darshan from? From the back, from the Garuda Stamba. If you go to temple in Jagannath Puri, Lord Jagannath's temple, we have Lord Jagannath here. Right at the back is Garuda Stamba, and behind that, almost that means the whole public will be in front of him. He would take darshan of Jagannath right from the end. He was the last one. How come? Everyone wants to be in the front. But Lord Chaitanya would want to take darshan right from the back. Because he would say that we are taking darshan of Jagannath, but Lord Jagannath is pleased with those who serve him. So Garuda Dev is servant, and there are other servants. I will stand behind the servants. I'll take a position which is behind the servants of the Lord. I will take that humble position. The Lord will see his servants, he will also glance at me. He will also glance at me. Because you see, just imagine Lord Jagannath is here, but his servant, there are people in the front, but his servant is a little behind. Lord Jagannath will not see the people in the front, he will see the person behind. But naturally his glance will go to the person who is behind that. You see? So that's what Lord would say. He said, Garuda serves him, and the Lord will naturally look towards Garuda, because Garuda is servant. And when he looks towards Garuda, I am standing right behind Garuda. therefore Lord will also glance at me. Will also glance at me. And he would say, when I look at the Lord, I won't benefit much. Because I have seen him. What benefit will be there? He would say, benefit will be when the Lord will see me. Because in his, like you see a great personality, what benefit you get in journal, you have seen. But if that person sees you and say, okay, that person has spotted you, then you may be benefited. Similarly, Lord Chaitanya would say that when the Lord will look at me, in his glance there is mercy. Therefore, we call it Kripa Kataksh. Kripa Kataksh means in his glance there is a lot of mercy, and I will be the recipient of mercy. So therefore, Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur would say, don't try to see Krishna. Try to serve Krishna in such a way that Krishna will be pleased to see you. That you do some nice service for the Lord, and the Lord will be pleased to see you. When he sees us, in his seeing, there is a lot of mercy. So therefore, supporting other devotees' service is very important aspect of devotee care. And those who support others' service is a very important aspect of devotee care, which is Vaikuntha, which is the culture of Vaikuntha. And yes. So, yesterday we discussed, those of you who were present yesterday, we discussed several meanings of the word care. Like love, compassion, care in action, guidance, so on and so forth. I discussed several meanings of the word care. It is described that how is the word bhakti translated? What's the translation of word bhakti? Yes, when we say bhakti, what does it mean? English translation of word bhakti.
Loving service.
Wait.
Loving service.
Loving service. What's the English translation of word bhakti?
Devotion.
Devotion. Check any dictionary. Check any dictionary. The word bhakti is translated as devotion. That's the English dictionary translation. But Prabhupada translated bhakti as loving devotional service. That's Prabhupada's translation. Loving devotional service or devotional service, either way, but even more appropriate, loving devotional service. So that means bhakti, which is the devotion, which is a virtue of the heart, which is a value, should manifest as practical service. Do you see the word? Do you see the importance of over here? That means when you say bhakti as a devotion, it is just a noun. But when we say it is a loving devotional service, so that loving devotion in the heart, which is a noun, now is expressed through practical service, which is a verb. So the word devotion is translated, it's just not just a noun, but it also has to be a verb. It's a practical action. So that's the brilliance of Prabhupada's translation. It's loving devotional service. Similarly, the word care has these two meanings. It is the virtue of the heart. We'll come to that. Two broad meanings of the word care. It's a virtue of the heart, but it also means conduct or action. Also means the conduct or action. Just like someone says, oh, I love you so much, I love you. What love? You didn't remember today is my birthday? What to speak of gift? There is not even a wish coming from you. So, the care has to manifest in some action. It should not just remain a virtue of the heart. We have to speak out. Our actions have to speak out about the care. So therefore, just like the word devotion has two categories of meaning. So bhakti has two categories of meaning. It's a virtue of the heart, but it's expressed as service. Similarly, care is also a virtue of the heart, and it also means practical action, practical conduct. Thus, care as a virtue should pervade all devotional activity. So that's the mission statement of devotee care. Our mission statement is that care should pervade, as a virtue, it should pervade all devotional activities. And the caring activities of DC, Devotee Care Initiative, must be provided or supported. We should try to provide some caring services. If not, we should try to support. What does that mean? Providing devotee care services. Suppose now within in Mumbai we have Bhaktivedanta Hospital. So for the devotees, the Bhaktivedanta Hospital provides medical care services. But before we had Bhaktivedanta Hospital, we had some known doctors. They were not devotees, but they were well-wisher of ISKCON. So whenever any devotee would need some healthcare services, we would refer them to that doctor. If we have some known lawyers, if anyone devotee needs some legal advice, we could just keep a relationship with them and refer to them. Like in Mumbai, one of my friends connected me with one very good travel agent. He provides travel and immigration services, the ticketing, this and that, and very good service. So he's not a devotee, but then he provides good service and he charges nominal fee. But even a person who does provide good service, a person who is trustworthy, even if you give money, sometimes you don't get good service.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, we as in a community of devotees, if we can provide certain services, that's fine, but we can support. We have some good contacts. They are well-wishers of ISKCON. They would like to provide some kind of service. And therefore, we either provide or we support. Any questions till now? Okay, so what are the different areas in which we should either provide or support services for the devotees in a devotee community? Yes.
Any kind of services.
Like
kind of
that's what I'm saying. Any kind.
As Prabhuji you mentioned, like medical services.
Okay, medical is one, healthcare is one, good.
Educational services.
Education service, good. Let's hear from others.
Employment.
Employment, good. Employment. Because someone else said something. Counseling, mentoring is part of guidance, emotional or in general mentoring, guidance. Fine, good. Mentoring, someone? Huh? Accommodation, good point. Actually, for the devotees, I'll tell you one case study, practical case study in Melbourne. We visited Melbourne, and again the temple is in downtown, very costly area. So one devotee invested in a building. He bought a small building. He was good, he invested in the finance. He was well-to-do, and he converted that to the youth hostel. So many students or working people could stay, and in one room three could stay easily. The students can accommodate. So like 30 to 40 students or working people could stay in that building, and they all could come to the temple, and it was beneficial for them, and also they would do some seva in the temple. So what happened? The temple got many youthful devotees to serve. Temple became vibrant. They all became serious in Krishna consciousness. Gradually over the years, hundreds and hundreds of devotees became very committed devotees, and the congregation grew because one devotee invested in a building near the temple. Actually, it's a case study. And that devotee would regularly organize some satsang in that building for those devotees. They would come to the temple. So their spiritual life grew, everything. Gradually they got married, then they could buy a place nearby on their own, etc. They become committed. They were already attached to the temple. So the congregation grew. The whole yatra flourished because one devotee invested in providing housing for those who were needing it. So you see, a small investment in devotee care services can have an exponential growth. Even a small investment. We know of many such case studies, where we invest in devotee care and the results are exponential. That's called this Bhakta Nivas, something like that. This building in Melbourne. They still have it. This is continuing, they still have it. Okay, so housing, healthcare, education, mentoring, what else? What are the other areas we can support or provide caring services to the devotees in?
Transportation.
Transportation, I already discussed that, like, some devotees can't, they don't have their own vehicle, and if someone can help them to commute sometimes, it will be very helpful. Good. Something else?
Prasadam
Prasadam, catering.
Yeah.
Oh, basically, some devotees need prasadam, and they could pay a nominal charge and get prasadam. Very, very important service. If some devotees can get prasadam on a regular basis, a nice prasadam at a nominal price, this is a great service. What else?
Spiritual support.
Spiritual support, like
what Raghav Prabhu mentioned earlier, Prabhuji, like mentoring, or if like, because spiritual life also we have ups and downs. So when like we are up, we can go forward easily, but when we are down, we need help to someone to pull us. So
okay, spiritual support, spiritual encouragement, fine. So the GBC Devotee Care Committee identified 12 broad areas in which we should support each other. Have a look over here. Can you all read? Is it visible?
yes.
As a care for your eyes, let me enlarge. So you don't have to strain yourself. Now clear? Little bit I have to. Okay?
Yeah.
Fine?
Yes.
Trying to adjust. Okay, now good. So have a look. The first and the foremost area of devotee care is spiritual life. The first and foremost. But to support that spiritual life, so that devotees can continue to practice spiritual life, there are 11 supportive areas. Have a look at them. And they are broad. There are many sub areas under each. Like the third area, in Radha Gopal's community, relationships, we have premarital training, marital training, post-marital training, right? because to settle, first of all, to fix the marriage and to settle them, it takes a lot of guidance and so on and so forth. So these are the 12 broad areas of devotee care as recognized by the GBC Devotee Care Committee. Even financial care is there. Housing, travel, immigration. One devotee, of course, we are able to visit here because one devotee from Lithuania, he was expert and he organized our visas for the Europe. He actually filed the application, guided us, and another devotee is driving us in Europe in his car. Right? So it's like under the travel and immigration, it's a care square. The devotees from Lithuania helped us with the visa and also with the travel, both. So care square, and that's how we are able to travel throughout the Europe. Like this 1 month we have been traveling, giving the seminar. This all has been possible because some devotees supported our service to help us with the visa, and we are able to extend this training to others. Otherwise, it will be very difficult for us. Right? So this is just giving you some practical examples of devotee care. There are examples in each category. So as we, as devotee community, as we grow, we need to help and support other devotees. And Krishna is very pleased by that. And devotees communities flourish in this way. Any thoughts, any questions, any reflections on this 12 areas of devotee care? Yes, Prabhu?
Probably, yeah. So here in like in foreign country, helping someone in these is little challenging also, because you are also already stressed out in these spheres. So in India we can try to help someone in healthcare or transport, but here we are also like struggling a lot in all these things. Then
Yes.
it's difficult to help others, also,
Yes.
even though you really want to help.
Right.
But you have no options. To
Yes.
help, yeah.
Yes.
So what?
Right. First of all, it's a no. Actually, when I showed this list to one temple devotee, a person who was heading the temple manager, one of the senior managers, he saw the list and he said, already we have so many services and we have less number of people, and you have added 12 more departments here. So who will do it? Right? He said, this list is fainting me. Seeing this list, my head is spinning and I may faint. Who will take care of all this? Then I told him, look. The very first quote, if you remember, of Prabhupada says, everyone should be friendly. Whose responsibility it is? It is everyone's responsibility. It's not one person's responsibility. That means every devotee contributes their bit. Like it's just on the way, or maybe 5 minutes detour. Then I can sometime, And important thing is, yes, we know, we have our own struggles, we have our own challenges. Even though we want to help, we may not be able to. But in spite of our challenges and struggle, if we stretch a little bit to help others in their struggles and challenges, Krishna will help us a lot. If you see now Parikshit, the examples from Bhagavatam, he is going to leave his body in 7 days. It's not a small thing. He's already under crisis. So in his own life there is a crisis. He's going to leave the body in 7 days. Most of the questions he asks in the Bhagavatam are for the sake of others' benefit. Most questions, sake of the others' benefit. He's still concerned, how the other living entities can be delivered from their suffering and so on and so forth. So while the devotees are undergoing their own struggles and challenges, try to empathize with others. Though it may be, a challenge, but at least we can try a little bit. We can stretch ourselves a little bit out of our comfort zone, and then you will see how Krishna's mercy, uplifts you. So we all can experience that, but at least a little bit can be done that way. Okay, so just like there are these 12 areas of devotee care, there are 12 broad recipients of devotee care. 12 broad recipients of devotee care. Have a look here. Now these 12 are divided as 5, 4, 3. Prabhupada says in any civilized society, the 5 should be protected. The 5 members of society should be protected. They are women, children, elderly, cows and brahmanas. The first 5. They should be protected always. And then there are 4 ashramas, brahmacharis, grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyasis. And then there are the leaders and the temple residents and senior devotees. So like that, 5, 4, 3. In this way, they all are the recipients of care. Just see, there are broad recipients and there are subcategories. What does this list shows? What does this list shows? Any thoughts? Seeing this list, what do we learn? in relation to devotee care. Yes.
Everyone needs love.
Everyone needs care. Even the sannyasis, even the GPCs. Everyone needs care in this world. I remember I went to Goshala, and as Krishna devotees we like to show love to the cows. I took a brush and I was trying to brush the cow, and the cow was very happy. There was a dog there in the Goshala. Dog also came near to me. Right? And he sat near my feet, and he was also looking towards me. I realized he also needs some love and affection. Everyone in this world. So I stroked the dog also. You don't want to practice racism. Just show affection to the cows and not to the other animals. So in our Govardhan Eco Village we have goat, we have sheep, we have donkeys, we have dogs, we have peacocks, we have cows. So like that, a devotee is should be kind to all living entities. So everyone in this world needs care. And whose responsibility it is? Everybody's. Therefore, the important thing is, in a community, if everyone is in a mood of giving care, not demanding care, but giving care, then everyone else receives care automatically. The important thing is, we need to have the mood of giving. Have the mood of giving, then everyone receives automatically. Much more. So therefore the whole devotee care the initiative is about cultivating the mood of giving this care to others. Of course, if I have a need, I can always express it to senior devotees, but not a mood of demanding it. That is important. Not in a mood of demanding, but we can express it as a request, But overall, if there is a mood of giving, then everyone else automatically receive. Everyone automatically receive.
I have one question.
Yes.
Regarding the position of cow in India, we have a lot of funds and lot of donations there. But still the position of cows are very, very poor. We see the cow on the street here, or they are eating plastic bags or all these things now. And we are so much groups there in India, organizations now. And on name of cows, the positions even still is not so good.
Yeah, so the important thing is, we see something is lacking, we try to make some positive difference to that. Now, it's not to change the world situation is not in our control at times. What is in our control, we try to do that. See, we want to be a part of the solution in some way, in some small way. So when we see there is something is lacking, instead of sitting here on the sofa and discussing for 1 hour, 2 hours, who should do what, etc., etc. Let us do something which will make some difference. That is my stance. We can't change the world, but we can change ourselves. Therefore, Mahatma Gandhi used to say, "Be the change you want to see." Be the change. Yeah. So therefore, am I doing something for the cows, or I am only talking about this is not doing, that is not happening? Am I doing something? Can I do something better? And that will make change. That will bring change. There is one person I met, very interesting person. This person came to ISKCON Rath Yatra. There were thousands of people, and he saw there are thousands of people who take prasad, but there are very few people to serve prasad. He saw a big queue, and the queue is moving very slowly because there are less people to serve prasad. And this person left the queue, and he called some of his friends, and he said, "Let's go to serve the prasad first. There is a need here." And he inspired some people, and they started serving, and the queue started moving faster. And this person said, "Through my contact, I'll get every year some of my friends, some of my group members to serve prasad." He took the responsibility. And this person gradually organized he organized, and he told me, he said, I believe in the philosophy, jahan kam wahan hum. Right? This is in English. So where there is a need, I'll pitch in. I'll say. Now this is the rhyming in Hindi, so you can relate more. But his philosophy is, if I see there is a need somewhere, I'll stand over there. I'll pitch in. So and then this person now has a team of few hundred volunteers. Every year he organizes and volunteers for Rath Yatra, Prasadam survey. Because he had that conviction, and he inspired people that yes, there is a need over here. Then let's not stand, let's do the seva over here. He made the difference. I really liked his philosophy. He said, Jahan kam wahan hum. I'll stand by there and be a part of the solution. We'll make some difference to the situation. We'll make some positive difference to the situation. And not stand on this side and keep commenting, oh, no one here to serve, line is moving very slowly, this, that, we can keep complaining. But be the part of the solution, make some positive difference. Okay, I request someone to please read this out.
Many devotees have already left Krishna consciousness because they feel physically, emotionally, socially, and even spiritually starved. But all these needs could be provided for if we had communities of care.
Chetan Prabhu, dekhiye, where is Madhusundar Prabhu? Yeah. So, Maharaj is saying many devotees have left. Now, devotees could leave Krishna consciousness movement for various reasons. You know the statement Prabhupada once said, if someone devotee leaves, don't be surprised if someone leaves. Be surprised if someone stays. He made a statement. But that was, someone leaves because of one's own shortcomings, one's own lack of conviction, and so on and so forth. Because some people may just join out of some newness, some excitement, but then they have deep conditioning and so on and so forth, and then they will leave. We are talking of people who have served 10, 15, 20 years very sincerely, and then they leave because of lack of care. We are talking about a different scenario. We're talking about a different scenario. Right? So there have been many cases where many sincere devotees, after decades of dedicated service, they leave or become inactive. Many such people, they are not to be seen. Those who were, pioneers, those who spearheaded the movements in several places, the yatras, they leave, not to be seen anywhere, because of the lack of care. This has been seen. Therefore, Maharaj is saying all these needs could be provided if we had communities of care. Communities of care. This is so the devotee care course is designed so that we can have communities of care. This is the purpose of devotee care course, to encourage communities of care. So we'll see that how care helps all of us grow in our spiritual life. When a person first comes in touch with Hare Krishnas, there is a question that arises in the mind. What is this Hare Krishna? Okay? What is Hare Krishna? That is the first question that arises in the mind. And then when a person interacts with the devotees, receives some prasadam, something. So this is, remember, this is a growth pyramid. Even if a person thinks that what is Hare Krishna, this inquisitiveness, this person is considered a devotee. Why? Because at least once he has chanted Hare Krishna. Even with asking what is Hare Krishna, at least one Hare Krishna has been chanted. Therefore, this person is considered as a devotee. Then this person receives some care and affection, continues to associate with devotees, goes to the next level. And the next level is, I like Hare Krishna. Good people, good chant, very good prasad. So I like Hare Krishna. So the person has made progress, has grown. Then gradually, person continues to associate, receives care, comes to the stage of, I am Hare Krishna. Now, this is a person is just committing, saying, I am a Hare Krishna. Here, I am a Hare Krishna doesn't mean that, it's just that a person likes to identify oneself with Hare Krishna. Only Sunday to Sunday is Hare Krishna. Monday to Saturday, he has his own parties and social, his own partying around and drinking and everything. But still, when someone calls him, he says, Hare Krishna. His friends are surprised. Right? How come he's Hare Krishna? But he still, likes, because he likes Hare Krishna, gradually the person, Sunday to Sunday, identify oneself as Hare Krishna. This person may not be committed to chanting or any spiritual practice, but just like to identify oneself with Hare Krishna. Person continues to grow in spiritual life and comes to the next stage where my life is Hare Krishna. Now the person is committed, not just Sunday to Sunday or festival to festival, but a person is committed to spiritual life and say, my life is now Hare Krishna. Guess what could be the next level?
I give Hare Krishna.
I give Hare Krishna. Right. We don't just, it's not just our life is Hare Krishna. Now since we realize we would like others' life also to be Hare Krishna, we would like to invite others to join this family. Therefore, my mission is Hare Krishna. This is how, from what is Hare Krishna to all the way a person is growing, receiving the love, affection, care of the devotee, the person is growing in spiritual life. So, in this way, we want to have communities of care among the devotees, and each devotee who comes to the lotus feet of Guru and Krishna, we want them to continue to practice spiritual life, continue to grow, and not leave Krishna consciousness. Continue to practice the spiritual life and continue to grow. So that's the aim of Devotee Care Initiative. And thank you very much for coming. Although it's a weekday, you all have come, giving us the opportunity to share about devotee care. And I would like to invite Madan Sundar Prabhu to make part 2 of his presentation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Before we switch over, any concern, any question regarding what we have just discussed? Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, so you mentioned the humility and how how Jagannath would be the last one.
Yes,
in
you
the
can
queue.
set up.
How do I avoid false humility? So I could move to the back and then be proud of being the one that moved to the back. So how do I avoid that false dichotomy?
Yes, so we could become proud of anything. So therefore the real qualities are not at the level of might. Might is a cheater. The real good qualities will develop with our practice of bhakti. So if we are keeping our devotional practices, there has to be substance in the devotional practices. We have to really invest quality time in chanting Hare Krishna, in associating with devotees, in reading Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. So they will keep us at alert. Our spiritual sadhana will purify us, and the association of devotees and the Srimad Bhagavatam. So he said that our bhakti, sadhana bhakti, should be between the two Bhagavats, the person Bhagavat and the book Bhagavat. our devotional practices should be guided by these two: the devotees who are sincere, mature, and the book Bhagavad, both are Bhagavats. And then we will be on the track. And will not go astray here and there. So that is the check and balance. So regularly hearing, regularly association of devotees will help us to be aware of these traps of false humility, and we can avoid that. Fine? Good question. Thank you. Okay, Hare Krishna. So we'll begin the part 2 now. Hare Krishna.